We're not quite at the clap yet. It is still loading. Oh, we are doing. All right, fantastic. So today, doing something new. We're gonna do some molding and some casting. So it's super important we have a work area. As you can see, I got myself a new cut mat. Not so bad. Dang. I bent the plug in here. Where am I going? Boom. Alright, there's that. What else do we need? This. So, I think for what we're going to be making, that should be enough. And we're going to sort of talk through the process here, see what happens. So, all right, cool. So, like I said, we're going to be molding and casting stuff. That's kind of our thing. Get our area cleaned up. Let's make sure this is the liquid plastic, not the mold. So I want the mold. This is the mold. Okay, cool. So, making a mold of a belt buckle because I want a non-metal version for when I wear it. So, basically, I just want to make a quick mold here. Pretty simple. So, in order to make a mold, you take the thing you want to make a mold of. So, for me, it's my belt buckle. And we're heating up. It's kind of a lot of different things, but most importantly is we're going to make currently frame is at 60 FPS. I have no idea what this thing wants from me. They've changed how Facebook Live works, so I don't really know totally what's going on here. So yeah, we need to make a cradle for our mold. So here's kind of what that's going to look like. Take our Sharpie, we'll write out on the side of this box here, hold the buckle there, draw out a rough shape, then we're going to cut that shape out. So that way, that should work. Will that work? Yes, it will. All right, cool. Now that we have this base, we're going to need to make 4 walls in order to keep it all together. Oh man, this knife is sharp. I like it. I like it a lot. So we need 1 wall like this. You can honestly, we can cut these in half. Let's see. Okay. Alright. I don't really have a ruler, so we're just going to use this to cut along it the best we can. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be tall enough. Oh yeah, that'll be tall enough. Alright, cool. So now we have these 2 pieces. Let's go ahead. Let's cut. I don't even know. I guess we'll just cut this one off as well. I hope everybody can hear me all right. That's very important. I believe you can hear me. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Alright. So we have all 4 cardboard walls that we need. One side can be a little long. That's okay. I'll cut them just so they're a touch shorter. Sweet. So we have all 4 walls. So now we can make the casing that we want for when we make our mold. Next up is the clay. So in order to make a mold of something, I have to make half of it first. And honestly, the easiest way to do that, sadly, is by using clay to do it. So there's going to be a lot of this. The clay is pretty old, so I have to kind of got to work it around a little bit. But basically, when we insert this here, we only want the front-facing parts to be the mold. We can't just leave it, ouch, all loosey-goosey in there like this. Otherwise, it'll tip or whatever, or the mold will fill up from the bottom, and we don't want that. We want purely the face of this to be molded, to be what we want to cast. So please set frame rate to 15 to 60 FPS. Where is that in settings? Stream. No. Viewer. No. Dashboard. Live video details. It keeps telling me to do this. It's very annoying. Alright. Frame rates. How do I set it? This is very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. It's okay, we have to work through the this stuff anyways, but okay. Recommend the key frame rate, yes. How do I do that? Frame rate to 50 to 60 FPS, yes, but how do I do that? Why are you telling me to do that and not showing me how to do that? I don't like it. Okay. Well, this piece is done. I kind of want it to be sort of like that. So we're going to sort of make every piece on the bottom side of the buckle as I try to figure it out. Yes, that is my stream setup. Close, stream, viewer, allow viewers to message you. Sure. Okay. Interactivity, distribution, clipping, post details, insights, stream setup, settings. Well, I figured it would be in settings. Stream metrics. I don't know. I don't know why it's telling me this in my stream, but whatever it is, I'll just ignore it because my streams are almost always going fine anyways, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah. So basically, for anyone just tuning in, we're making a mold of something. Hopefully we can completely get through every single step and get it set tonight. The hot glue is ready. I can see that, which is awesome. So now, it's just this clay is trying to get it worked up. It's very annoying. But here we are. We'll add this clay to it. All right. We don't need an insane amount of clay, which is nice. So yeah, that is nice. Yes. Frame rates. Well, I don't know how it wants me to set the frame rate. I see the frame rate right here. how it wants me to set it. And that is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people are commenting or not. If they aren't, that's okay. It's fine. But I can't see it. I mean, I can see it, but if people are commenting, I'm not seeing them. But all right. Yeah, the stream, for some reason, Facebook likes to update, and it's making it way more confusing than it needs to be. Just super annoying right now. That's okay. That's okay. Is what it is. Is what it is. Okay. So we're going to try to make it basically like this. Then we want to put some pressure on it. I want it to be nice and even. And then I need to fill around it some more clay so we have a nice flat working surface. So that's nice. So yeah, always good time, always good time. Alright, yeah, right on. We're not pounding out any specific props, we're just doing some things that I kind of needed to be doing in general. These projects aren't specific to any character or anything. This is just like more whatever. However, I did fix the Doom mask a little bit. I made it look way nicer. And so, it was such a simple thing. I think understanding how, I don't even know, how materials work, how doing one little thing can make something else look good. Like honestly, I think if I had like a degree in engineering, I probably could have easily figured out way faster what was wrong with that helmet. Instead, I let it give me a headache and I ignored it for 2 months. And then today I'm just like, I'm gonna go look at the mask really quick, see how I can fix it. And then I make 2 cuts and I fix the thing right away, which is just, it's wild. So it just shows, you know, and yeah, that's the like bummer part is like when you get that frustrated with cosplay, it is super important to just take a break, take a step back, do what you gotta do. But yeah, I let it get to me a little bit, and I took like a month break instead. So I don't want that much. I want this to be a little longer. Man, messing with this clay, I tell you what, get pretty sweaty. Not gonna lie, I'm actually gonna go turn on my AC really quick, because man, it's hot. Had to play some good old thermostat simulator. I really hope my audio is working. Man, I think 2018 was really the height of my crafting career. I got so much done in 2018, it was pretty crazy. I kind of miss those days. I was really gung ho in 2018 to do 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 do. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know what you're wondering what I'm doing. I am making a mold of my belt buckle because when I wrestle, I don't want to have a metal belt buckle. I could hurt myself and other people. So instead, I'm going to make a mold of it, and then out of that, I will cast a silicone belt buckle that will have a little bit of rubbery bits to it. So right now, we're putting in the clay around the belt buckle, which may seem weird, but I promise you, it's all perfectly normal. It's how I make the thing. It's how I make what I want to make, really. So yeah. All right, we're gonna add a little bit. We just need a little bit more clay too. Man, working this clay out makes my hands feel weird, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Another important part, this part I also don't like, hot glue. Yep. We're gonna hot glue it, we're gonna let that edge dry. We're gonna use that as our main edge when we do the rest of it here. See this new nice cutting mat? I didn't realize they were kind of expensive. When I bought it, I was like, I definitely need a new cutting mat. The other one is super gross. But dang, it's kind of spendy. All right, now we have the last piece of clay we needed to put on, so that's nice. Okay. Right now we are making a mold. So in order to make a mold, you need to have the thing you want to mold of. You have to put clay around it, so that way, because when you want to make a two-part mold, you use clay. And then we make 4 walls of cardboard, and yeah. I don't know if you guys are commenting, but I cannot see comments right now, it looks like. So I don't know if that is this or if it's something else. Okay. Oop. Just like that. Okay. So there's that. This is always my least favorite part, is all the hot glue. Yep. The hot glue mess is easily the worst, I must say. It's okay. We'll be able to clean it up really well. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Ooh, 20 minutes so far. We're already putting our walls on. That's good. That's good. We can start with this wall as well. This wall is also ready. First, I should make this wall. Ooh, I need a straight cut for that on the scissors. Okay. So right now we're making a mold, getting those walls put up, just like how I put up walls in my normal day-to-day life. And then eventually we're gonna pour the stuff that actually makes a mold into it. Right now I like to use hot glue to set these walls up. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So, very nice, very nice. Making that good wall, Let's see. It says we have a comment, but I cannot see comments. So, thought it would show them to me, is not showing them to me, but it does say we have a comment. Let me open another thing here. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but it does. Let's see. No, I guess it doesn't say there are any comments on the thing. Although it does say there are comments on my end, but I guess there are no comments on the stream, so that's cool. So we're getting up this last third and final wall here. Might need another glue stick, it's looking like. That's right, so we got our Gorilla Glue stick for. I think this is fine, because I'm going to cut the mold how I want it to be, but I think we're going to need at least maybe more than 2 full cups of each A and B part. Right. So mix ratio by volume or by weight. So let's just try to make sure it's even. I'd rather do make it even than make it weigh the same, because they have different, 1-to-1 by volume or 100A to 130B by weight. So I'd rather just make it the same volume, much easier for me to tell than weight. Even though I do have a scale, I really would not know the best way to do it via scale. So we're just going to roll with this for right now. And I guarantee we are not ready to go yet. Because I really want to make sure there aren't any holes. So that's the whole point of making these walls, because we're going to pour a liquid mold into it. We want to make sure there's no leaks, otherwise it's going to spill out all over the table. And that is no fun. That's no fun at all. So yeah, I'm going to do the insides as well. Basically, I just put a ton of glue at the top and I let the glue sink down and fill all the crevices. Make sure I'm not missing any on the outsides here. Make sure it all looks pretty strong. There we go. All right, I need to clean up the buckle itself. Make sure there aren't any hot glue strands on it for when I pour this stuff in. We have our little utensil to mix our stuff with. You want to make sure it's all. I can tell there's a gap right there. Okay. I think we're good on the hot glue for right now. If we see that it might need some more, we might mess with it a little bit. But for now, we're going to do this. All right, so we need to mix a 1-to-1 volume ratio of part A, part B. Is that right? This is part A? I don't know. So, oh man, I don't know how well this is gonna mix. I have not used this stuff. I should probably be safe first, huh? Should probably be safe. I don't think this has a smell. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this has a smell. I think I just need to wear gloves. Does this have a smell? Is this toxic? Wear gloves when handling this product. Avoid contact with eyes. It's normally non-irritating to the eyes. However, okay, yeah, I don't need to wear a mask. All right, cool. So that makes it slightly easier when we're messing with this. So what we're gonna do, it's kind of weird to say what part A or part B is. So this is the thicker part. I hope this is not expired on me. Ooh, it is old though. It is very old. Okay, nice. That's what I like to see. I guess air got in it. This part's still good. This part is not good at all. Wow. Wow. This part really sat up. Does it expire? Well, that sucks. That sucks, guys. I really wanted to do a quick molding. A quick cast mold. Man, that is completely set up in there. Wow. Did that have a chemical reaction with itself? That's not right. I don't think that's how it works. To be fair, it's been over a year since I've used any of this stuff. Dang, that sucks, man. All right, well, no casting or mold of that. Funny little material, though. Well, shoot. All right, guys. Well, we're just going to work on something else. That was 30 minutes of my life. I won't get back because part A is completely... I don't know if it expires or not. Here's the bad thing, though. You can only buy these two parts together. So part B is still fine. It's still a liquid. But part A is not. You know what? I severely doubt that this will work because this is already cured, rubberized part A. But just for an experiment, we're going to pour some part A with part B in a cup. And I'm just going to see if... I better shake up part B a lot. I'm going to see if this will, I don't know. I don't even know what I expect it to happen. All right. So I just poured that chunk of rubber in with some part B. I doubt anything will happen. Oh, see, I can still stir up part B. It's thick and gross, but I can still stir it up. But part A is completely solidified inside there, completely solid. Really sucks. Yeah, I think it's I think this stuff is toast. There is no hazardous ingredients, at least by the state of California, which is nice, because no other state matters. Well, shoot. I shouldn't have even stuck my stir stick in here. Well, all right. So, what do we do? Well, we're not going to be molding anything anytime soon, which is a real bummer, because that was my big idea for tonight, was to pour this mold and then work on something else. That's okay. We just won't pour the mold. We're going to do a little bit of painting then. All right, so I don't know if anybody in the live stream likes wrestling at all, but I made myself a custom wrestling belt for my podcast/YouTube channel. So when I made it last summer, you couldn't actually wear it as a belt, and now I actually have it so you can. I added snaps to it, and now I need to repaint some parts of the wrestling belt here to use. All right. I'll put these here. This is all trash. All right. Well, that is how you make a mold, and the mold does look pretty good. So that's nice. But I'm not going to use it. I don't know why. I know these two parts mold. I for some reason thought it would be like disintegrate or something. So we're going to do some painting, guys. So here is the championship belt that I made, right? So it's pretty cool. I had a good time making it. It has snaps, so you can actually wear it as a belt, you know? So that'll go like that, that'll go like that. You can snap them together. It's pretty fun. It was pretty fun. It's basically based off of the normal design for the WWE Championship title. So that's why it's got like the gold and black being its main color scheme. But this white H here in the middle, I need to repaint that. It was more of a teal color, and when we filmed on the green screen, it would take the background. It was just green enough and not blue enough to take the background, so we need to fix that. Another cool thing about the belt is it has these little side pieces, right? So whenever there's a new champion in the WWE, they give them, and I can never remember what these are called. It's the little ornament things that go on the side here, and I feel really stupid not thinking of it right now. But normally those are switched out whenever there's a new champion to show who's holding the belt. So right now, technically, Simeon is the Dial H for HeroClix champion. So the belt obviously has his Wolverine slash and his side profile. That's what he chose to have for the belt. And so now all we're going to do here is paint this H a different color of blue. because the color of blue we had before was a more teal color, and that was going to the green screen. We didn't like that. So I'm going to use this blue right here. I think it'll be a good color. I think it'll be a solid color choice. Let's see. What is a good brush that I want to use? This is fine. So yeah, pretty light crafting wise tonight, guys. So we're just gonna do a little bit of painting, do a little bit of talking, see how everybody's week went. This is a nice light blue to contrast the darker blue that's the other part of the H. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But yeah. Hopefully this blue, we'll probably do 2 coats of this blue as well, but hopefully it shows up on the green screen. It doesn't blend into the background. That is our main goal. I hope it doesn't blend in. That's the main goal, but yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. Ooh. Alright, so we have 2 comments, but I literally cannot see comments. Oh, what is the prop for? So this prop is for my YouTube channel. So basically, it's just like a WWE style belt, but it has the Dial H for HeroClix logo as like the main, like where there would be the 2 W's for WWE. Instead, it's just our logo. And so whenever we do a game, we will have a new champion, right? So these little side pieces come off. So if a different champion ever wins, you would put their little ornament side pieces on. Those are just magnets. Just basically a custom wrestling championship belt. It was a relatively simple thing to make, but between like the leather and the snaps and all the foam work, it was still a challenging product in its own right. But because when we were doing some filming, the H here in the middle used to be more of a teal color, and on the green screen it would take it as green, which was not good. So yeah, so now I'm just repainting the H to be a different, more darker blue, but still lighter than the other blue that we have going on here. And hopefully that works. Obviously we won't be able to tell until we actually film everything, sadly, and we don't have the green screen anymore. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to fix this. It's a fixing night. Before, I was trying to make a mold of my belt buckle because I wanted to make a mold, and then I wanted to make a rubber version of it, so that way when I do wrestle, my belt buckle won't hurt anybody, because otherwise it'd be metal and it would get broken or something. So I wanted to have an ornate belt buckle that wouldn't cut anyone. But yeah, so now we're fixing this. Earlier today I was fixing the Dr. Doom mask. This mask it used to look worse. It still looks a little wide, but once I put it on the helmet, the cheekbones will come in a little bit, so that'll look cool. But yeah, we're just kind of fixing things right now. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Because I know when I'll go to a convention, I'll be like, man, I really whenever I'm not wearing this costume, I need to fix it, but I never fix a costume. I always like just wear it to, crazy much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad people enjoy the work. I haven't been doing as much as I need to, but yeah, I'm really glad that people are enjoying it then. So thank you. And I tend to over explain a lot too, so I got to make sure to look at comments and be like, yes, you answered my question. You can stop talking now. I'm like, okay, yes, gotcha. We got to be kind of careful painting this side because I want this white stripe. And now that I'm looking at this color of blue, it might still be a too lightish of blue. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah. It's just really simple brushwork. I still haven't fully painted and made anything yet this year. I've been really focusing on this repair work because, like I said, people will go to conventions all the time. They'll run into a snag at a convention, but then they'll never fix it. But then they'll wear it to another, and I'm guilty of this too. With my Captain America costume, one of my pockets are blown out, and I need to sew that pocket back together. But I haven't done it yet because every time I wear it, I'm like, it's mostly fine. But then I try to put something in that pocket, and I'm like, oh yeah, the pocket's blown out. I really should have thinned this paint. All right, that's good enough for now. We'll go ahead, we'll let that dry, we'll move it somewhere else, and we'll work on another project until we get to our hour mark, and that's when we'll call it. But all right, yeah, that's not too bad. That's not so bad. That's a good looking color. We'll probably do another thinner coat of paint over that eventually, but for right now, I think we can leave it there. Let's see, what else? Okay, yeah. That is true. Not fixing your costume does lead to it having battle damage. I need to get some water for this brush really quick. I don't know how much explaining you need. Being around Jason, I imagine you might have enough explaining in your life already, but we'll see. There we go. All right. Oh, I never unplugged my glue gun. That's not good. It's not bad, but it's just not good. I just got this cutting mat. It's all covered in hot glue now. That's all right. So this mask, it looks all right. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but we need to make the back part of the helmet, and that's what these pieces are for. So that's just the front face part. These pieces are all going to connect and make the back part of the head / helmet here. But I actually had the helmet completely made, but I didn't like how it looked, so I cut these all off of the helmet. So now it's going to get a little loud, and I'm going to do a bunch of sanding, so that way I can then glue it to everything else here. So, Dremel's our best friend. When we make mistakes, it's beautiful. So every mistake we make is taken away once we bring out the Dremel, which is nice. So yeah, it will get a little loud, so quick noise warning. I don't think it's going to be crazy loud, but still. 3, done. Yeah, I hope my neighbors aren't like, man, why is he vacuuming at 9:30 p.m.? You make happy little mistakes all the time. Well, good. I'm glad you don't hate it when we constantly talk about how we make stuff. It's super easy to, and I hate the term mansplain because women can over-explain too, but it's super easy to over-explain your craft. And I try not to, because I don't want to, but you also don't want to assume that anyone knows anything, because then they won't understand what you're talking about if you just assume that they know a certain part. So there's like a fine line between over-explaining and then whatever, telling them the information that they need to be told. I don't like how any of that looks at all. Wow, I thought I was done, but that is so far from being good. Goodness gracious. All right. So because the way I cut the seam was it was already glued together, so I sanded down the seam so much that it got to the other glue, so I needed to sand the glue off, which is fine. I just don't want to have to recut and remake all these pieces, so I'm being kind of lazy, to tell you the truth. So that was this piece, and this piece are now sanded down. So now they are ready to be glued together, which is cool. And then I need to sand this piece, and I need to sand this piece. So, since these two pieces are ready to be glued together, that is exactly what we're gonna do. By the way, gotta do the shirt, right? America, Chuck, yeah, that's pretty good one. Chuck Norris, of course, from Invasion USA. Anyways, grab our contact cement, grab our mask, respirator, there it is, and Let's glue this. Let's glue this stuff together. Let's do it.
Alright, this side, good. It's hard to talk in this. I'll try to be loud, but it is what it is.
And actually, before we glue, this is me slowly not remembering all the steps to foam smithing in the right order. I want to seal the foam that I just sanded and reopened. I want to seal it a little bit so it has a better surface to glue to. I remembered that. It's been a few months. It's been a few months since I've messed with foam, the raw purpose of foam. I've been painting stuff, but I haven't messed with the raw material foam. That's a lie. Dang, I guess I built a ton of foam stuff like 3 weeks ago. Dang it. Alright, well, we can't lie. We can't lie. It's not good to lie. We just didn't remember. It wasn't lying, we just didn't remember. That's all it was. That's all it was. It's really hard to tell with white foam if it's heated up correctly, because normally you wait for gray foam to get like shiny, and white foam doesn't do that. One of the reasons I don't like building with white foam. But I also like it because my black marker shows up easier than on gray or black foam. So then in that case I like working with white foam, so it's tough. It's tough. It's this little dance we gotta do with our material. Personally, I think light gray foam. Do I have any of that here? No. Super light gray foam is to me my favorite to work with because the black Sharpie shows up very well on it, and then you can tell when it's shiny. White foam you kind of can, but not on these side parts. You really can't, which is rough. This part connects to this part, like so. So now, I'm going to go ahead and glue it together. Alright. Safety first, mask. This stuff is toxic. Brain cells grow back. Probably.
Probably. But we don't want to take that chance. We don't want to take that chance. All right. All right. So while that is drying, we are going to sand these other two pieces and then glue them all together. Okay, that's good. That's good for right there. Everything is dremeled up. It has the edges that I want it to have. Cool.
Man, that really, that dust, man. Oof. That EVA foam dust, man. Not good. Not good to inhale. Makes the nose tickly. How's this cement doing? That's perfect. It's at that nice tacky level that we want it to be at. Yeah, man. See how there are no registration marks? Yes, that is because we are going to be guessing how it will go together. Huzzah. And by guess, I mean kind of put it on a little fast, so that way it sort of looks right. Yup, not supposed to do this. Should never do this. Don't take this as like a lesson. You should never, ever. Oop, that's not safe yet. That's not good to do. You should never do this. You should never put a seam to a registration. Now, it worked out for me. That's only because I built this helmet before, also without registration marks. And the reason it also doesn't have registration marks is because the person whose template I stole it from doesn't have registration marks. Now, he makes a lot of content, and he makes them from Pepperkuru stuff originally. Then he translates it to foam, but he never makes registration marks, and he doesn't have them in his forms anyways. When he builds, he has registration marks, but he doesn't have them in his patterns. So that's the only reason I can't ever recommend this guy for new people, even though he makes content very much geared towards the newer foamsmith or the new cosplayer, but because of it not having registration marks makes it incredibly painful to follow along. The only reason I was even able to make this helmet, this mask, look half as good is because of the 4-ish years of foamsmithing I have under my belt. I'm not going to say their name unless someone wants to message me and ask me what their name is, but the guy does not make new person-friendly patterns, and it's a pretty big pet peeve of mine. I really wish he did, because a lot of his stuff is really focused towards newer people. It looks alright. It looks fine. I don't love it, but I don't have to love it. Someone else can love it. It's the joy of making. Alright, cool. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Huge rant about that dude. But like, man, he does not, he's not my favorite YouTuber. Don't worry, it's not Much Props. Much Props does great work. I've never used one of his templates though. So I don't know. If his templates don't have registration marks, I'll be pretty mad. I will be. I'll have to call him up. Be like, hey bro, your patterns ain't got registration marks. What the heck are you doing? Yeah, big pet peeve of mine. And maybe I should learn how to make my own patterns. That ain't gonna happen. Sorry, Chief. Not gonna happen. Not that good with computers yet. This still needs to be sanded. I still need to sand this a little more. Darn it. Thought I had it all sanded out. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, we are at an hour. Okay. Well, I think Well, we'll keep going past the hour because I'm making good progress, and I haven't touched this helmet in like a month. So I want to keep the progress rolling. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out. I want to hide. I don't like these seams. I'm not in love with this seam, so I'll probably put hot glue on the inside, or I will add a strip of foam, a thin, like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter thin thing of foam. 1 millimeter, goodness gracious, yes, it's gonna be 2 millimeters thick. On the inside here. Then I'm gonna add this side. Jeez, now that almost looks too big, but okay, we'll put it together. We'll go ahead, put the contact cement on both these sides, glue them together, and see how that goes. So this guy, respirator.
I would say, even though every single foam project can be different, there is a lot of repetition, you know? The cutting, the gluing, you know, but it's like if a craftsman ever got tired, or like if someone who was like a woodworker got tired of putting nails in. You gotta put nails in, you know? But yeah. It's just a little bit faster to put a nail in than it is to glue all this stuff. I put a ton of glue on there, goodness gracious. Yeah, dude. And we don't really have anything else to work on while that's drying, so it is what it is. It really do be like that sometimes, as they say. So yeah. So we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out until it's done drying. Does anybody have a favorite Chuck Norris movie? Just curious. Just curious. So you should probably never scratch your nose while you have this on, while there's contact cement. But I just like hold my breath when my nose itches. Probably not the safest idea, but it'll work. It'll work. Oh yeah. Drying the foam. 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 Waiting for the glue to dry. Oh, Delta Force. Delta Force is a good pick. It's a good pick. Missing in Action is a personal favorite from mine. I don't know. Here, let's see. Can it see? Yeah, Missing in Action. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a big favorite there. Obviously, Invasion USA, of course. But yeah, no, you're right. Anything with Chuck Norris, it's all good. It's all good. Oh yeah. Walker, Texas Ranger. This is not a movie, TV show, but it's top tier television. Top tier television. It's that good stuff. It's still wet. It's still wet. So you can't touch it yet. You can't touch it yet. Yes. Yeah. It's so catchy. 90s X-Men is what it was though. It's good. I'm not even like the biggest X-Men fan, but it's so catchy. I don't know why it's so catchy. But that's always been my go-to like humming music is the 90s X-Men theme. But yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know why. That's always just been my go-to, like, killing time. It's almost where we want it to be. It's just a little too wet still. It's a little too wet. So I was sort of bad-mouthing one guy's patterns. Let me sing the praises of somebody else's patterns. There's this dude, I think he's from like England or something. He's called Mellow Mind, so like Mellow Yellow. Mellow Mind, like mind control. Mellow Mind. He's awesome. He does a ton of patterns on Etsy. Now, they're kind of big. Most of them are kind of big. His armor for me is small, but his helmets are big. And I love his stuff. I love all of his patterns. All of his patterns are awesome. Yeah, no. The X-Men is a great show. It is really good. So, like, the funniest part about that X-Men show is, like, they couldn't have Wolverine, like, stab another, like, person with his claws, you know? Because it's a kid's show. So he can stab and rip up like a sentinel, that's fine. But when he has to fight another mutant, or another, like, human being, he, like, cuts off a tree branch and he hits him with the tree branch. It's so funny. That's like, you don't realize that as a kid, but then you watch it as an adult, and it's great. When you notice that, it's really funny. Alright. Once again, no registration marks. Here we go. Okay. That was not our best. That was not our best. But that's alright. We definitely should have used registration marks. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So, I'm going to do one of these little guys, one of these tricks. Turn it totally inside out to make sure we get that reverse. You know? You guys, you know the inside out trick. You know the inside out trick. So that way it has the stress on both sides. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So.
Ugh. So sweaty. Rubber mask. Registration marks. So, I need to see, do I have anything that's in work in progress that has registration marks? I don't, because it's this dude's patterns that don't have registration marks. Let me see. So, basically, I can make some really quickly. It's not, they're literally so easy to make. There's no reason this dude's pattern should not have registration marks. So, let's say this is a piece of foam. We're going to make 2 foam pieces here out of this piece. So if something is a weird shape, or something needs to keep a certain shape, so let's look at this. Obviously, we can tell it goes right in like that, right? That's pretty simple. I should have done something else. But anyways, when you're gluing it, however, you start at one end, and then you slowly work your way to the other end. So you want to make sure that it's going to be even the whole way through to make the one piece, and not sort of like this, right? You don't want it to line up wrong. So you don't want it to whatever, line up wrong, right? So what registration marks do is as you go along, these little black things are registration marks. as you're gluing, you know that that mark, boom, needs to meet there. You're gluing, you're gluing, you're gluing, boom, that mark meets there, so on and so forth, right? So on the inside here, I have 3 little registration marks. They're on each side. Because it's a long, flat piece, I'm really, and because of how contact cement works, how you press in on it one like part at a time, you want to make sure it's going to be the exact length it needs to be. Because foam can stretch a little bit. It has that little bit of give. So when you're being super, super stressful and you're pushing in that contact cement, it can end up stretching the foam out and it won't line up correctly, which means the entire helmet will be off. So, and Jason would probably be able to explain it better than me, but basically, it lets us line up the foam so that way it's even on the bottom and it's even on the top. That way, I don't know, it has to be even. Registration marks just basically make it way easier. So when I was doing this big swoop, right, even though the piece is perfectly cut to fit this piece, while you're messing with foam, just because there's that much play in foam, you can accidentally push more on one end or push less on the other, and just because it has that little bit of stretch, it might have ended up being a little off at the end, and you don't want it to be off. You want it to be as correct as possible. So registration marks just help you guide your lines, and so it's like, oh no, I'm going to be a little short, let me stretch the foam a little bit, boom, meet up with the registration mark. That being said, helmet's not bad. The helmet's supposed to look like this because this piece goes here, then the mask goes over all of it. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there. If you ever want to do any more research, without having me and Jason try to off the cuff explain things, I don't know if I know Much Props obviously is really good. I learned pretty much everything from Punished Props. That is, goodness gracious, what are their names? I feel bad. Bill and Brittany from Punished Props, like Punisher. Those guys are awesome. Evil Ted is also really good, but Evil Ted has really bad sound recording equipment, so I can't stand listening or like watching his videos just because his sound quality is really bad. But he's a genius. He's really, really good at it, and he's worked on movies, and he's made this for movies, so he's good. It just, his sound quality is just not my favorite. But yeah, if you ever want to watch more, if you're ever curious, yeah, dude, the Punished Props are it. But thank you everybody that stopped in. We did some stuff. We painted the belts. We got these 3 pieces glued back together. We sanded all of them. We made a little mold cage for my belt buckle whenever I finally want to mold it. So yeah, good job, guys. Good job. We had a very productive live stream. This is the part of the live stream where I lie and I say I'll totally do another one of these next week. Except next week I know I can't do it because it's 4th of July weekend, so not doing a live stream next week. And yeah, so we'll do another live stream whenever we do another live stream. A month from now, a week from now. Hopefully we can get this back going on a bi-weekly basis. At the very least, I want it to be bi-weekly. I used to do this twice a week, which is insane to me, that at one point in time I was so consistent with my live streams. I not only did them every weekend, but people were like, you should do them twice a week. So I would love to get back there because I want to start making more. So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. You guys all take care, all right?